priority on the previous one, but it's going to be Ruddy sacked. Really? Okay, bringing one, okay. Just waiting for information because the Azir is being removed from Ruddy sacked. Nafiri still open.
Yeah, I mean, you have first pick, right? You could look to take it to QUINN. I think the necessary ban, you just highlighted, BAUS hates playing against it. We know Gaethan very much in for that champion. The Neferi is left open, instantly taken by Nadinat as he gets more aggression, and we like that. That's what we want to see from him.
That's what we want to see for Nadinat. That is bad news for Veli as well, because Veli is a pretty big player of that Neferi himself. Wondering what they will go into, because Xin Zhao, for example, is not available anymore, but Poppy would be an interesting choice, and it's going to be a very big flex because you don't know where she goes, but we kind of hope that she's going to BAUS hands here.
So you can take away a little bit of mobility, but it's a big flex. There's other junglers that you can bring in. I know Trouble is around, so Vi could be another one, but it depends on what you pair that Vi with. But yeah, keeping it flex and bringing the AD carry. Corki, we didn't talk about it, so that's the option. What do you play with, Nata? You know the AD carry, maybe you can reply right now with the support as well.
I mean, they're keeping the cards close to their chest, right, on Lost RATONES. I have no doubt that this Poppy will very likely be for BAUS, but the Corki could definitely still go both ways, right? It's quite safe in lane. That's what Nemesis has had the most success on. I was really surprised by how good that Ari was. I think a natural response here would be take the Ezreal away, as you mentioned earlier, right? Very high priority. You could look for the mid lane here and try and force an aggro champion. I think Peng have lost 2 key champions in the first game, and his pool might be trimmed a bit. He knows he'll be counter-picked regardless, and maybe he can get a prio pick here and then ban something away if Nemesis doesn't take it on the R3.
Potentially, you could also look into a top lane right now for Gaethan, just to try to secure something strong. Like, we've seen that Jace, we know that Gaethan is a very big Jace player as well, but we don't want to go into the top lane blindly because we're still not entirely sure where that Poppy is going to land. Lost RATONES, we know that they can change it at the very last moment, so they decide to lock in the bot lane. We have a non-committal engagement right now with that Leona, plus we have a lot of prio for the bot lane as well. That Ezreal, very big topic of the AD carries, is going now into the hands of Lost RATONES, but a Braum is such a good answer here from Lost RATONES, because it's going to look good here into this bot lane, providing them with a lot of safety. And at the same time, it's taking Braum away from the potential future chaos, which kind of locks out the misfortune for Nata.
The engage is building up, but you can see the front-to-back gameplay that LR are bringing in. This is going to be extremely complicated to engage into as a Ruddy sack, so they need to complement with something else. We've seen Gaethan play with the Jace, for instance, and then you can have an Ezreal and a Jace to chip damage and then go in. There's a lot of ideas that you can bring in. Yorick, obviously, you take it away. So if you take away the Yorick, you take away the Volibear. Gragas and Volibear being removed from the Messi of League, but he still has a lot to bring in.
Yeah, I think it really shows, right, that RUDDY as well, they aren't sure if this Poppy is going top lane. It's a great option for BAUS, but it could still go into the hands of Value. So we'll keep our eyes on that. As for the side of Lost RATONES, banning out some of these weird top laners that are difficult to play against, like the Yorick. I think it's a smart choice at this point. You've obviously mostly matched in terms of what you've picked so far as the Aatrox, and more of this Gaethan aggression gets removed.
And it's interesting how they removed two completely polar opposite options from Gaethan here, because Gaethan can both be a team player, but at the same time he can be a very strong split pusher. Things like his Fiora, for example, that he showed to us a little bit in the draft for the game #1 are still open if they want to go into there. But Lost RATONES already look like they will be grouping up a lot and will be relying on the team fight. So for RUDDY, you don't really want a split pusher in that scenario. You want to have somebody who is going to be with the team.
That would be funny. That would be funny.
I would
like that.
I would love that.
And that's a lot of from afar damage. The Syndra on the Nemesis as well. You don't know what you're picking into, so at least you protect yourself.
I mean, Nemesis' Syndra is just so incredible. I think the struggle I'm having right now is for RUDDY. I mean, many of the champs that Peng likes to play have the dashes, right? You have anti-dash in the Poppy right there, so maybe you just play something a bit different for Peng, but I'd like the Aurora, I'd like the LeBlanc, but it doesn't really fit with the way the game has gone so far in the draft, so maybe you have to take some more late game carry responsibility on your shoulders. It is that Rise, so great scaling, but short range, you have to get very close and personal to that Syndra, and Nemesis, he knows how to take advantage of it.
As long as there is not going to be any teleport incident for RUDDY for that Rise, I'm just saying, we're going to be really happy with that. Love that, a lot of really strong scaling on the side of RUDDY right now, and we're adding Nard to that. We were suffering before that with the short lane for RUDDY, but no, don't do that, buddy, come on.
Hey, don't do us like that.
Range versus range. We've seen it before, but also we finally have to understand where the Poppy is going to land. So we're getting baited, by the way. We're just waiting for...
No way! The good, the bad, the ugly. Quinn Incident 2.0 or
He did
a
it
masterstroke
again.
here. The Quinn is locked in, the draft is complete, and that counter pick could come up massive for the side of Lost Ratones.
Are we gonna get a on me? Sorry, my bad. Or is this gonna be another carry? Well,
He kind of ran it last time, if
Okay,
I'm honest with you.
Okay. Okay, we have Declan saying that's Denmark, baby. That is indeed Denmark, baby. And we have a small ball, so we can talk about
That's NLC, baby.
we can talk about the Quinn incident now. To be at the right time, at the right place, engaging for you, flashing forward. So the most reliable, but we're getting into game number 2 between RUDDY and LR. Let's see if RUDDY, despite that Leona bot lane that's been counted, they can make it over early.
I'm very excited about this mid as well. We didn't really get much time to focus on Nemesis and Peng last game. I think Peng, you know, regardless of the performance in the last game, is one of our best mid laners. He's so good. Kind of fresh face to the region, coming in really strong. Like Talia might not look good last time, but all split long. That Talia has been terrifying, and now getting on this rise, gonna have a lot of ability to kind of machine gun as the game goes later and later. Right now, we are seeing Lost Ratones just a little bit of a checkage. They will see Natty starting up on his Raptors.
I love late game invades with Braum. He can really make his way through the jungle. The passive makes him such a strong level 1 champion as well. So if you've got a bunch of like ranged champions, you can make him work in that level 1 really easily. However, Velia is going to be starting from his red side, pathing towards Bolt, and Nat is pathing towards the top side of the map. So let's see if BAUS is going to fall to proper jungle timers. That was our criticism. Versus the Node series, it was BAUS falling to jungle timers. What does jungle timer mean? It means that the jungler is pretty much clearing top to bot or bot to top, and he's got the timer that he's there, he's got no jungle to clear, and he's free to gank for the next 10 to 20 seconds. And he does that, you fall, then you dive to a jungle proper timer. However, Velia right here, with that invade, he sort of disrupts Nat's clear.
I don't think Natty's going to see this. Oh, he spots it out. Blue stolen away. Is Velia going to do the old loop around?
He's looking for the wolves.
I think he's just going to run around and see if he can spot Natty nice and early. Natty going to get caught out here. Velia no smite. Natty does have his smite though, so I don't think this is that doable. He stole it with the buckler. Are you kidding me?
Natty right there, a little bit slow, a little bit too fast, sorry, with the smite. Loses the fight, and right now, Velia could actually cross through mid lane right here.
Bang! Caught by the wall bang! Nemesis doesn't have the scatter, but they're going to put the damage down. Peng will survive, just about. Holy moly, what a flash.
The Rune Prison saved Peng right there onto Nemesis, so they would be able to chase up. Nemesis had a flash available as well, but Velia, what fantastic pathing so far from his jungle straight onto that blue buff, getting that flash from Peng over in the mid lane and his teleport to get back to that, and then he continues his clear towards his side. He will be up to Nat as he had to back right and get towards that both side of his map. So Nat for now, he's gonna pull up in the numbers when it comes to CSing, since Velia did a little bit of back and forth. Well, that's gonna be all she wrote. Again, I'm looking at RUDDY and I'm like, where are you making your plays through? You're looking at level 6 Rise that can play for side lanes. Aww.
Happens.
I love being in an arena, man. You see a post and they all go, aww.
It's what happens every time we do it when we're at home as well. We're doing the home broadcasts and a pause.
You just don't hear it.
Yeah, you just don't hear it, but it's me going, oh, that's annoying. Luckily, these pauses haven't been too long. We're just ironing out a few issues, but so far, you know, other than that bit of a shaky hand there from Nata, nothing too major. I mean, we're only 3 minutes into the game, so it's still early enough. But one thing I don't think we've really accounted for is when you look at Lost Ratones, you know, this is a very experienced team on a stage in front of a crowd. In fact, this is actually quite a small crowd for some of these people.
Yeah, true.
For RUDDY, some of these players haven't played in front of people before. Yeah, exactly, right? So like some people haven't played in front of people before, and this is quite a big crowd, so you've got that kind of shaky hands for the first time playing in front of such a large crowd. See if RUDDY are going to be able to, you know, kind of bounce back from that game one. A 20 gold deficit was a rough one. Right now, Natty going to be getting his Scuttle Crab for himself. Be quite happy to do that. I want to see what Peng does at level 6. That's what my eye's really on right now.
I feel like Lost Ratones, and particularly Velia, has done such a great job in protecting BAUS.
Yeah.
That invade towards the blue buff, forcing Nat towards the both side of the map again. I feel like he's done such a great job. No flash on Peng right here, but he's not going to fall for it. charge through, and they could potentially cut Natty Nat in the jungle. BAUS is in there as well. They're going to spot him.
Does the old backflip back. Natty pose down the W just to keep himself alive, but the Ignite is on. They've got vision. They're ticking him off.
He should be out.
Can they find that closer? I don't know if there's a blast cone for Velia. So he's not going to be able to close that wall, although Natty, he jumps forward to BAUS! He's just gifted first blood.
Trying to steal the Raptors right there. Didn't end up working for him. Nemesis has been having that priority over in the mid lane, so when they closed in on him, again, Velia has been having a fantastic game so far. He's been spotting Natty Nat throughout the entire game. He's been chasing BAUS again, closing in through the jungle. Great stuff so far, and all in all, first kill for BAUS as well over in the top lane, the Cole in the inventory. We might actually get to see officially. Okay.
They're having a good time. They're having a good time.
This is a gentleman's agreement. They only farm like when the creep's about to die.
Honorable supports.
Yep.
Honorable supports, I like that.
Until the AD carries arrive and you don't see it.
Yeah,
so
then it just gets brutal again. The AD carries show up and ruin everything. Here we go. Ground is in the area. Marlon! The gentleman's agreement.
That's not honorable.
That was not honorable, Reckless. I thought better of you. Now, Dragon is up. You can see Velia is on the bottom side of the map, while Natty Nat is not, so he will be pathing towards there. Actually, no, he may be pathing towards top side, but...
To be fair, I would be pathing towards BAUS. I think they need to shut him down right now, calling the inventory. You get Gnar ahead as well. Mind you, Gnar is going to be one of your primary engages together with Leona. BAUS a little bit too far forward, does have the flash.
No ult on Natty, though, so I don't think he's going to be able to close that gap.
Level 4 in a Fury.
Yeah, he's lost so many camps, and meanwhile, this is going on. BAUS! Beautiful interrupt! Gonna stop that from happening at all.
I think he was aware. The second he saw that there was no one moving on the bot side of the map, there was going to be zero contest. There is no camps in Velia's jungle as well, so that's not where Naafiri could be. There's only one place that nothing that could be, and it was towards the top side of the map. And again, I feel like one of our big question marks, and the reason why Los Ratones, well, not the only reason, but one of the reasons why Los Ratones is not bot bracket, was BAUS on that series versus Nord, right? And we're like, what has the development looked like? How has he been able to develop from that series to playing around jungle timers, respecting the ganks, respecting the extra numbers towards the top side of the map? And right here with the Quinn, again, I feel like the lukewarm game from RUDDY in game number 1 gave them a lot more confidence to pull out picks like this. But you also see the respect and the help from Velia.
Looks like Velia just continuing to try and put Natty behind. 48 farm to 32 is the CS difference between junglers. Natty is able to tick over to level 5, but BAUS getting some damage off here onto Gaithan. Fight's breaking out, and actually it's Gaithan who's got the first move. Velia throws down the Steadfast Presence for a bit of movement speed, but gets caught by Natty's Q. Nemesis coming in with the R. That's going to be a good lockdown onto Peng, but he gets him with the Rune Prison. Nemesis, ult available, not going to be necessary. Peng secures the kill.
Very nice cutoff right there from Peng. Uses the ult to stop the choke point, stop Los Ratones from getting away. Velia and Natty Nat again fighting over one jungle creep. Velia's just going to hit level 6 though, and Natty Nat.
Oh, Peng! BAUS finds the assassination. Beautiful from him.
And that's what this champion does, right? You reset, you come through from base, you're super fast, you can actually lane gank very easily.
Got the souls. Gonna be sprinting around the map as Velia. Hex flashing onto Natty, catches him with the Steadfast, goes in for the damage. Natty, can he get the escape? No! BAUS is here! What was that you said about shutting him down? He is 3-0.
He's shutting down RUDDY currently. And Gaithan might be on the wrong side of the map, a little bit too far to the right. The resets and the rotation is going to come through. Reckless over the top side of the map with the Void grabs up there. There is going to be zero contests from the side of RUDDY, potentially moving in when Natty Nat is a little bit closer. But you see Nemesis first in the river. Peng
Marlon's
not going to be walking through. And Gaithan,
he's actually done a good job of playing interrupt. They've only secured one grub for Los Ratones. You need 2 to get that feat of strength stack.
Yeah.
Natty's making his way over. Peng was looking to come, but did get hit by the scatter of the week there. Velia, I don't know if you got the hero play. You haven't got ultimate available. They're just going to have to give. I think that's the smart play.
It's a little bit scary for Los Ratones to walk back in here. No ult on Poppy, no ult on Syndra, no flash on Nemesis either. You get caught up there. You give a couple too many kills to Naafiri, then the game can flip around really quickly, right?
Yeah.
So, again, We said for Los Ratones, it was a big thing to learn not to overstep, right? Not to overchase and not to overstay their welcome, as Natina will take a trade onto Nemesis and the other way around. And so far, Los Ratones have been extremely respectful on the Rift.
I like this.
Grid, but there's no grid.
I like this because if you beat a team with a 20k gold lead in a 28 minutes, you might get a bit inflated in how good you're going to play versus them. They're not doing that. They're respecting, but Ruddy, you know, very rightfully are into the top 3 at the very least here at the NLC. They're looking so solid all split long, so they know that that was probably just a blip on the radar for them, and they know they've got to take Ruddy serious, because if Ruddy are given that window, they will be able to take a game over. So smart play from Los Ratones not to be too overeager, not too desperate to chase for those early feat of strength stacks. They got what they needed and they got out.
All right, it's gonna be a minute and a half about until next Dragon. Couple of wards over on the bot side from the side of LR to control wards in the river. Not over on the bot side of the map, and I'm looking at just item completions in general. We have the torch for Nemesis already completed, but no other major item completed for anyone else on the map right here. And of course, when you're looking, of course, at the Rise as well, you're looking for the Rod of Ages, you're looking for that 10 stack that gives you the extra level right there, getting to that level 16 much faster than your opponent. It is the big spike for Rise. He is a scaling champion, same as the Ezreal, right? You're looking at the 2 items, the Trinity plus the Mana Moon, which becomes a more mana. This is where RUDDY really want to be fighting.
Nemesis can be able to grab himself a plate for free. Marlon actually gets the solar flare down. They've got the warp coming in from Peng. Finds him with a rune prison. In jumps everyone. It's everything onto Nemesis. Peng secures his 2nd kill of the game. Nice pick there from Ruddy.
Great punish right there. Marlon with the downtown with the ult, slows Nemesis, allows Peng time to come through with the ult, the rune prison, which then connects with the EQ from Leona. Very nice stuff right there. They punish Nemesis for not having flash, over pushing that mid lane. Let's see how they're going to use that numbers advantage on the map for now. As you can see on your maps, Marlon has sneaked into the top side jungle of Velia. They are looking to solidify a lot of pressure around BAUS and around that Quinn, right? Quinn, a champion that is one, very slippery, sure, but also very squishy. So if they manage to get some kills onto that Naafiri through that top side, it's going to be very beneficial for the early game for RUDDY.
Yeah, 11 minutes on the clock. Velia going to secure the 2nd dragon here for the side of Los Ratones.
I don't like that. I don't like that they were 4 versus 5, yet they didn't take any control of the bots of the map.
Yeah, I mean, mistakes do happen, I guess, in this situation. But yeah, no, I do agree. Did a mistake there. Nice scatter actually onto Peng. Didn't think that hit, but not going to be able to make anything of it. Velia is just consistently denying Natty more gold. Like, he's in his jungle now, taking away his Raptors, another camp down. There's no gold for Natty to be able to go collect either, so it's a big denial to the Naafiri. Finished up the Spear of Sojin, but I believe Velia, once they do go back, will have a pretty healthy buy off the back of this one. In fact, closing in on finishing their jungle item as well, which would be nice for them. Blackfire Torch finished onto Syndra mid. Nemesis feeling quite happy on that one. Triforce onto Crowny as well. Got the Profane Hydra onto BAUS, so even more assassination
No matter
potential.
the champion, always a Hydra, it just changes the first name.
He likes his Hydras, what can we say? Marlon getting locked down. Solar Flare actually committed, but with Velia there, it was purely just to send Reckless packing. It's not a long ultimate, to be fair, Solar Flare, so
That
they'll be all
chunked
right.
him down quite a bit, like half HP. He does have 3 cookies in his inventory as well. But this is mostly LR using numbers advantage to try and regain some vision.
Oh. Crowny targeted, locked down. He's going to try and jump away, but Marlon making his way forwards. Good knock up from Reckless.
Oh.
The Zenith Blade is dodged. Crowny is on the run. Reckless comes in to try and save the day. The dogs are sent forwards. Crowny somehow limps out of that one. Beautiful dodge from him.
Great aggression right there from RUDDY, but Crowny gets out alive. Very importantly, both his summoners gone from this play. And there is a dragon spawn in about 3 minutes. There's a minute and a half for the Herald as well. So these 2 objectives will be done with Crowny's flash down. Now, Corki is a very slippery champion, but without flash, could be very easily punished by things like Rise jumping into the backline, Leona, and Gnar potentially finding a good flank. So it's in RUDDY's hands to try and punish that before it comes back up.
Don't think Peng's really going to be able to do much there, but just watch those minions die underneath the tower. Natty may find Velia here, has got back up. They find the lockdown, steadfast presence used. Velia losing a chunk of health. The true shot barrage comes in as well. Good scatter from Nemesis. Velia is able to flash away. The hammer comes down, and nobody from Lost Returners will die in the mid lane. In jumps Reckless to try and find the lockdown onto Marlon, who flashes over, but he gets himself locked in place. Nata with the assassination. Velia's going to trade out. Nata gets a double kill coming in as Reckless will secure the kill in response.
Great aggression right there from RUDDY. They have been finding targets in this game, in the early game, and I think it primarily comes off of the back of Marlon. He has been roaming all over the map. You see this Leona taking summoners, then regaining control, then re-ganking those lanes with no summoners. And Nata, what an aggressive play on that Ezreal. Arcane shifts past everyone to try and find the target in the backline. Peng?
Peng's all right. Flashes ignited. He's going to get out. Do you see that BAUS now level up to level 11? He's finished his cull nicely. Had that finish for a little bit.
A little bit more gold.
A little bit more gold. Got the serrated Dirk as well, so building towards... I assume that's not a collector. I don't know what that will be. Probably an opportunity, because his next time, more move speed, more lethality off the back of that one. That's going to be the build right now for BAUS. As a Herald is going to get started up from the side of Lost Returner. And if you look at the map and you look at the kind of vision, Ruddy don't have any information. They can't just be running in blind into this jungle to try and play the contest.
I think they're looking for BAUS. Look at Marlon again, wrapping behind
He's on the
that
run.
bot lane tier 1. He's looking for BAUS. He's gonna find him. Don't think there's much follow-up.
I mean, they get the Solar Flare, they get the Zenith Blade. BAUS is on that run. They're going to throw everything down, but he's going to use the W. BAUS can't play the escape game, and that is just him done. Natty gets the shutdown.
And Peng, very nice respect towards the top side of the map. Knows there's no teammates around. Most likely the Herald's going to be going down. Lost RATONES are going to use that death timer on BAUS to take that top lane tier 1 with the Herald. But again, a great aggressive play generated by Marlon's Leona.
And what I really respect about this is they made a play. Lost Returners gain something, but they lose something in response. You have to get it for free. What a charge coming in from Velia. Gonna finish that one up. Reckless makes sure he gets out. Absolutely beautiful. Nata just so aggressive on this Ezreal as well.
Dragon spawning in 30 seconds. There's a lot of defensive vision, aggressive vision from the sort of RUDDY inside Lost RATONES' jungle. And again, my eyes are set on Marlon. Reminder, Nemesis, no flash. Crowny, no flash. BAUS, no flash. No key summoner spells for the side of Lost RATONES and their carries. Can Marlon find the target to set up his team for success? Okay.
No.
Not this summer. It was the wrong target. It was the wrong target.
Yeah, he's playing respectfully as well. They don't really know where the vision is, and I actually think that RUDDY probably will be able to get this dragon, although teleport's getting thrown towards the top side. So yeah, this could be the opportunity. Nata dodges away on the Glacial Fissure, gets away from the Q as well. Hit by the Scatter of the Weak. Marlon's going to come in for the block, but Nemesis takes him down. Now Marlon is on that run. That's going to be the lockdown. Dragon has been secured as Lost Returners secure a double kill in response for the dragon. Heavy cost there.
You cannot be dying to this as an Ezreal. There is no actual engage on the side of Lost RATONES. It's more like maybe if we tag someone with Scout of the Week, maybe a Braum Q, sure, maybe we can chase. They do have the ability to chase with their champions. But when it comes to actually getting caught on an Ezreal, this should be a huge no-no.
In comes the lockdown. Good steadfast presence from Velia, but they're going to find him with the Rune Prison. Gaithan's jumped over the wall. Velia almost finds the kill onto Natty. Good flash to safety. Peng gets his third kill of the game. Tower will be secured here for the side of Lost Returners. Atakan coming up in a little bit as well.
A kill for a tower, that's usually what Lost Returners does. It's usually when BAUS does, but this time around Velia tries to defend Crowny in the jungle, ends up falling in the process, but alas, still will gain a neutral, an objective down the bot lane.
Oh,
Nata in trouble.
Good flash over the wall to get away, but that was so much
Pretty
damage.
sure that was an arcane shift. He doesn't have his flash available.
Oh my word, the arcane shift.
He looked like a flash, I'll give it to you. He looked like a flash.
It's an Ezreal flash.
Yeah,
it's like a unique flash he has. Does damage as well.
Oh, Marlon.
Marlon, is he going to find him? Flashes
yeah, this guy's everywhere.
Gets the lockdown onto BAUS as BAUS will fall. Gaithan finds the kill. Teleport coming in. Don't think there's a dive opportunity, although we're seeing a teleport coming out from the side of Ruddy as well. Peng comes up to join in case any action broke out. Nice pick there. Just got a minute and a half until that Atakan spawns up on the top side, so getting control of the area.
I have to apologize.
Go on.
I said I do not like the Leona. Please give me the Karma together with the Ezreal. Ruddy said, screw you, we're not playing for lane. Marlon has been everywhere. He's been setting up on side lanes. He's been setting up in the mid lane. All of the kills that have come through Ruddysack have primarily come through Marlon then taking the summoner spell and someone else capitalizes onto it, or Marlon straight up ganking for those side lanes. And primarily it has been onto BAUS and onto Nemesis, so the top mid carries for Los Ratones. But again, his Leona has been impeccable this game.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you lose the lane to win the game. That's the kind of lockdown pick of that. Obviously.
Still a 3,000 goal lead for Los Ratones.
Yeah, but his performance has been very good.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of impact for Ruddysack, and that has honestly brought them so much more space in this game, so much more breathing room, as Gaethan actually is now at the point where he feels comfortable to go toe-to-toe with BAUS, half health in him, gets the Nasty, gets a bit of extra health himself, catches the wave. Peng and Nemesis are holding the top lane. Now, Atakan is up in 14 seconds. Neither of these two have teleport. Gaethan's closing in on his as Natty coming in for Nemesis. If he times this right, he's going to be able to get it. In they jump. Can that scatter connect? I don't think it's going to make his mark. It may just be onto Peng. Does get the stun onto him, but in jumps Natty with the ultimate to lock down Nemesis, as he is just going to find himself pinned in place in the alcove. Nowhere to go. Peng on a killing spree, but in comes Velia, gets the root prison off, the flash into the wall bang. Marlon's made his way over. It's a 1-for-1, mid for mid. Atakan and the health bars are in favor right now of Los Ratones, as they've got Reckless closing in as well. Nata on that flank. Natty's able to break away. The wallbang actually hit one of the dogs and not onto Natty. Good solar flare into the true shot barrage. It's going to get blocked up by Reckless as they're just putting a little bit of extra damage down. Crowley is locked in place, but he finds the kill onto Natty as Nata has to flash away. BAUS almost finishes him up. Gaethan now joining into the fight, looking for the lockdown onto him. Has the ultimate, but he is going to be taken out. Crowley secures the kill.
Overextension by Ruddysack right there, trying to squeeze as much as they can from that chase. And Los Ratones come out victorious with the kills and with the extra tower. And it all started with trying to catch Nemesis up the top side of the map. Now, the unfortunate event for Ruddysack is that Peng could not DPS to take Nemesis down. Nemesis was playing on the very edge of that alcove. Ryze could not kill him, which then bought enough time for the rest of the crew to assemble towards the top side of the map and take down Ruddysack.
A very elongated fight. Hoping we get to have a look at that fight again, because that was just so much going on, and it's what I like to call the bad ninja movie fight, where everyone goes in one at a time. They don't dogpile, they all just go in one at a time after the hero.
Like an old Japanese film or something.
Yes, exactly, but now BAUS may find Peng. Peng's got a fair amount of damage. He has that Sarah shield. He's going to get popped, and BAUS can't really do too much more about that. He's just going to get himself mounted back up, and I don't think Peng is going to find the outplay. Down he goes. Marlon misses the solar flare. In jumps the dog onto the backline. Belly is exceptionally low. Natty's been able to take him out, but he is pinned on his own. Gaethan, no ultimates available. Los Ratones taking everything off the map.
Ruddysack are looking for scraps right here, seeing champion trying to engage, and I mean, they have to do something, right? They're looking at champions, Los Ratones that's taking over their map. Let's watch this one more time. It's going to be that mid lane. Velia is actually the one finding Marlon. Marlon overextends for some vision potentially right there. And then once you've locked in with the Nafiri, you cannot anymore cancel that. You're all the way in. And that does a lot of damage, but the second the wall comes up from Braum, you cannot walk through that choke point anymore.
Well, that Dragon Ruddysack were able to get earlier has now denied this from being that soul, but it is now soul point over to Los Ratones. Last game, Dragon Soul kind of wasn't really a factor in the game. It was just a big wallet difference. This time around, that soul could have a lot of impact. You saw, how close Natty was to going down before Velia dropped. That Ocean Soul would keep him alive a little bit longer. So Atakan still remains up. No one has turned their attention towards it. You can see Velia's in the area, though. Nemesis as well. I think they're going to be waiting for these teleports to be up. I mean, actually, Nemesis is the only one, and he's topside, so I guess BAUS is basically a walking teleport. He's very quick around the map.
Yeah, I feel like Atakan is a neutral objective that you actually need to properly set up for. Velia caught.
Solar flare onto Velia, gets the interrupt on that steadfast presence. Natty's chasing over, just summons in a couple of extra dogs. Ultimate lands onto Marlon to send him packing. Gaethan about to ult out though, so he has Mega Gnar available. BAUS gonna go for the lockdown. Can he get the damage off? I think he's got it. Marlon can't even save the day for his mid laner. The scatter is huge. Peng is able to survive, doesn't have teleport, does have ultimate. BAUS is gonna continue the to
That's
chase.
Atakan, that's
and that is
Atakan.
Atakan. Ruddy Sack, just wrong place, wrong time. They were not set up for that play. Down they go.
No TP on Nar, no TP on Rise. Really, really hard to just get back into this river. They're gonna try to. Marlon is stepping forward together with Natty now. They do have the Rise ult if they want to move anywhere near. But the objective is completely gone on Ruddy Sack. They arrived too early and now they have to leave too late.
Pretty heavy cost of that one for the side of Ruddy. And again, it just kind of came down to them, you know, not playing that one quite as smart as maybe they should have. Weren't set up. And again, the problem is, I think BAUS being in the same lane as Peng just makes his life so hard. Like, Peng has got a lot of use to this team, but when he's losing 60-70% of his health just to a random trade with BAUS, he can't really do much about it. So he just has to kind of take the L there, and they need to make sure that the lane assignment kind of suits them a bit better off the back of that one. You can see with the Archangel's finished up, he's got the Merc Treads as well, so he hasn't even really got the armor to kind of deal with a lethality Quinn.
I don't think anyone has the armor. It's like a bunch of squishes, right? Not Leona, not anyone can deal with this Quinn right now. Level 15 for BAUS. Sharing levels with Peng on this Rise. And even though I have to say that Peng has played the side lanes really nicely.
Yeah.
Ruddy Sack have not necessarily been setting up for those big Rise ults. I think they just want to set up around it. They do have Peng heading towards the top side. There is no TP onto this Rise, but if they want to pick a fight right here, Rise needs to be with them. Gaethan charging that bar on the tops of the map. You need that Mega Narc. He does have flash. Next fight might just decide the game.
Yeah, I think this next fight's going to be super big. Now, things to note, Peng has got his Seeker's Arm Guard, so he has a temporary Zhonya's available to him. 10 stacks as well on the rower. Only level 15, so needs to hit level 16 for the maximum effect of the ultimate, as they do quite a bit of damage here on Regalia. Don't think they're going to go for more, but actually I say that, they find the lockdown instantly into the Glacial Fissure. Peng's health bar is annihilated. Veli has to flash over, and it's going to be Gaethan on his own. He is taken down by Nemesis. Ruddy, very scattered on the play, and ultimately they're just going to have to pay the price.
It's just the ideas are good, the execution is just not there.
Hold on, Crownie. Natty's just going to flash over the wall. He finds him. Natty, beautiful kill. Velius chasing in, comes forward with the wall bang and answers out. It's a 1-for-1. Meanwhile, BAUS took tier 2 mid, took tier 2 bot as well.
That's what the Quinn does, right? She's so annoying. The second one fight's happening on skirmish on one side. She's so fast to just pivot to another lane and take a neutral objective for free.
Nata?
Or you're AD carry for free.
He's alive, but that was a...
That's no flash, no cleanse.
That was an optimistic Ezreal play.
No flash, no cleanse on Nata, on that Ezreal.
Not sure about that one,
It's
Chief.
getting really rough for Ruddy Sack. Again, I think their ideas are really good and they're playing very aggressive, but I just feel like they're focusing the wrong targets. Peng ults straight into a Brom's face, and insta-ult comes out from Reckless. Peng has to instantly flash away because there's a Corki right behind him. So I feel like, again, the ideas are correct. The execution is just lacking in terms of character selection right here from Ruddy Sack.
I honestly feel like Reckless is the MVP of this game.
He's been hero.
He's been so
Has he been raising his shield really nicely?
He has. He's done a very good job of his shield, being a proper shielder. As a
proper shielder.
Delia, they get caught. Actually, Scuttlebait hits onto Natty. He's used the W. Nata's dead off screen. BAUS just assassinates him. Another kill going over. That's going to be a double kill for BAUS. 3 members of Ruddy fall. Nemesis finds the scat of the week onto Marlon, and he's just going to continue to chase. Teleport out from Gaethan. He wants nothing to do with it as Marlon is just giving Nemesis the old run around, but the scat of the week connects as they're going to continue to chase on him. And the bad thing here for Marlon is ultimately he's got a delayed death.
Other than him being dead?
Delayed death, man.
Delayed death. Okay, I'm just gonna be quite honest here. I don't think it matters whether his death was delayed or too quick. 10,000 golding, 12,000 golding now with the Baronless Waltz one more time. What in the world? Nata tries to walk into this fight, the flank coming through from BAUS. And what is this disgusting damage coming through the wing? Then Nata tries to focus him. Brownie dives forward to defend BAUS. And again, Los Ratones win that fight fair and square. I mean, they have more items in their inventory, right? They're really slapping Ruddy Sack with their wallets. And Gaethan,
Crownie, he's got the E, he's got the damage, and Crownie secures the kill. Beautiful pick up there.
Hey, I could have done that play-by-play.
Yeah, you could
There wasn't much play.
There wasn't much that happened. Gaethan was chunked and he died. What can Ruddy do?
All right, in this game, I don't think there's much you can do. I feel like the only one quite constantly in the lead was Natinat on this Nafiri. But again, champion selection has not necessarily been on point. And talking about the Nafiri, he's in a little bit of a trouble, okay? Reckless gonna use his ult. But again,
jumps over the wall there. He's going to get a fair amount of damage taken out of him. I want to see Peng and Nata untouched. That's the main thing here. They've been getting blown up quite a lot in these fights.
they've been getting touched a little bit too much.
Yeah, they've been getting blown up by BAUS, and there's not much they can do about that one. So obviously it's played smart. They're just kind of trying to wait out this Baron. The problem is Nemesis is in the mid lane. He's got a good shove here. Inhibitor will probably fall fairly soon. Natty's doing his best just to hold on, but that wave is going to slowly but surely cut through the Inhibitor. Nemesis actually going to move over and try and play with his team. Good scout of the week lands onto 2 people. They just back off. Peng finds himself caught. Half of his HP is gone. Solar Flare comes in. Can they find that bit of extra damage? Beautiful ult out from Velia to send Marlon away from his team. As the unleashed power secures the kill. Gaethan about to gnaw out. BAUS jumping in, gets caught, but Marlon is ignited and taken down. Gaethan is going to be after one hell of a hero play. Natty unable to do much about this one. Scout of the week lands into the Rune Prison, but Natty is going to have to throw the W out. They are stuck on their fountain as Lost RATONES are just slowly but surely whistling through them. BAUS is going low, but Reckless, he's coming in with the blocks. In jumps Matty onto the back line, secures the kill, but
Peng?
the tower's going down. They're portaling in. Can Peng find the opening? Natty is trying his hardest. Crowny may get locked out, but he instantly throws the cleanse out. Gaethan can't get the extra damage down. Velia trying to get on to the Nexus. He can't do it, but Peng on his lonesome stopwatches the unleashed power. In comes Marlon for the backup. They've lost their DPS. Nata's back on the map though. This game might not be done quite yet. Wallbang onto Marlon. I don't think Marlon's surviving. Natty will fall to the buckle as well as he secures the kill. Scatter forces the cleanse. Gaethan goes down. 30 minutes on the clock. And Lost RATONES will go to match point.
Lost RATONES are making this series a little bit too easy.